Wait. Okay, wait a second. Sorry, wait a second.
Lisa, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay, okay. We're fine now. Okay, so I will. Okay, let me apply. Hi. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to International Visiting Lecture with Comsat University Islamabad, Pakistan on Thursday, August 3rd, 2020. Currently, we have Dr. Hamid with us with the topic of HRM, significance and challenges in current pandemic situation. To start this webinar, I would love for our audience and all of the participants to pray first according to your own beliefs and religion. So pray start. Pray finish. Okay. For the next schedule, we have our international director, Ms. Ratih Yuni Arman, to give her opening speech. Okay, so Ms. Ratih Yuni Arman, the time is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Anissa. Mr. Hamid, how are you? Can you hear my voice?
Lisa, I cannot hear you.
Okay, so our international director would give an opening speech first before you start presenting. So, would you mind, okay, Miss Ratih?
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He seems he cannot hear both of us, Anissa.
I'm sorry.
Lisa, I cannot hear you properly.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's fine now.
Okay, you can hear me now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. So, yeah, before you start presenting, our international director would give short opening speech. If you wouldn't mind an opening speech first.
So I have to wait for his speech.
Her speech for around 5 minutes. Then we can continue.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Hamid. How are you today? I'm Ratih speaking. How are you, Dr. Hamid?
Assalamualaikum. How are you?
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah. I'm good. Nice to meet you here.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you. Nice to meet you, all of you too.
It's great to have you here in our event of visiting lecture. I will have my opening speech. It's not quite long. It only takes 1 to 2 minutes. Okay. Good afternoon to each one of you who present today. It is a moment of extreme pleasure to welcome the guests who are present here to attend this event of visiting lecture. On behalf of University of Science and Computer Technology, Telkom University in Semarang, Central Java, Indonesia, I offer my regards to Dr. Joseph Teguh Wibowo as our Rector of University of Science and Computer Technology, Dr. Hamid Masur, lecturer from Comsat University Islamabad in Pakistan, students of University of Science and Computer Technology, and also students from Comsat University. This visiting lecture will be held in 3 series for 3 days. Focus is in human resource management. It will include more issues to address the full aspects of the topics. As we know, the COVID-19 has brought us many changes in our lives. Healthy, economy, education, technology, you name it, and of course, our work life. In our work life, human resources. In our work life, human resources also get the impact of this pandemic. As we all know together, lockdowns are everywhere. We are forced to be at our home, not doing our job, as what we do before the COVID-19 happened. How workers leave their work area. From offices, they have to move to their houses, even to those who live in a remote area. In this pandemic, the media still have to fulfill the target. The leaders should be able to manage the teamwork. Even the workers are spread out in many places. Strategies applies to found the solution these areas. We believe that today our Honorable Dr. Habib Masood will enlighten us in depth the strategy to these human resources management issues. I wish this event enlighten us all and provide us with approaches to deal with the problems of tomorrow. Thank you to everyone who made this conference, this visiting lecture event possible. And for specifically for the students of the University of Science and Computer Technology, State of University, please enjoy this event, take some notes, ask questions, and deliver together. Thank you. I think that is all. May this event goes well until the end. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much. That's all, Mbak Anissa.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Rati. So, thank you for the opening speech, and we have Dr. Hamid here from Kamsat University. Dr. Hamid Masood is a researcher mentor. He got his master's in public administration and master of sciences from Kamsat University, Islamabad, Pakistan. He completed his PhD from University Sultan Zainal Abidin Kuala Terengganu, Malaysia in January 2020. He has published research article in Key Impact Factor journals. Dr. Hamid is currently serving at Kamsat University Islamabad Virtual Campus, Pakistan. So, Dr. Hamid, you may start your presentation. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Panelisa. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Panelisa, can you please open the mic of students so that I can interact during the session?
I'm sorry?
Students are allowed to use microphone during session so that I can interact with them.
Oh, okay. So the students are allowed to on their microphone freely. Okay.
Rabbi Shahli Sadri Wayasirli Amri Wahlul Uqdatam min Lisani Yafqahu Qawli. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Simwa. I am Dr. Hamid from Kamsat University, Islamabad, Pakistan. I completed my PhD from University Sultan Zainal Abidin Kuala Terengganu, Malaysia last year, and after that I joined my university. Today we are going to talk about HRM, Human Resource Management, and Human Resource. I hope that many of you are already familiar with the human resource, HR. So any one of you, can you please tell what is HR about? Students? Any of you? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but yeah, wait a second. The host hasn't made the mic on yet. Okay, it should be on. Untuk semua partisipan yang Dr. Hamid, oke, untuk mengonkan mic-nya. So, kalau untuk semua partisipan yang ingin menjawab pertanyaan Dr. Hamid, silahkan di-on-kan mic-nya. Oke.
We can hear your voice, Mr.
Okay. Poinisa, is there any problem from your side?
Okay, it's fine now.
Okay. What is HRM about? What is human resource management? Any one of you can you please tell me something about it? Have you any idea about it?
Hello? Anyone can hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
we can hear
Yeah.
you.
HRM is in the process of employing people, training them and compensating them, then developing policy relating to them.
Okay, that's correct. Anyone else? Anyone else want to contribute? Okay, okay, it's fine if someone is not. What is HR? Human resource. Human resource is considered as people and their characteristics at work. Okay, when you enter any organization, you bring some knowledge, skills with you. Within that particular organization, you are considered a workforce, human resource for that particular organization. So, what is HRM about? HRM is about policies and practices that ensure the best use of human resources to meet individual and organizational goals. So every person who joins or any organization, he or she has particular goals, aim that he or she wants to achieve during his professional career. Okay. For example, if I talk about myself, I want to publish research articles, I want to conduct workshops, I want to participate in seminars. So for others who are joining any of the organization, they have their different goals, aims during their professional career. Secondly, organizations also have their goals. They also have aim. Every organization wants to be the top ranked organization. They want to get the biggest market share in terms of finance. They want to attract people and they want their people to buy their products. So human resource develops such policies and practices that aligns both individual and organizational goals. So in order to do so, they develop policies and practices. So to explain you briefly, I have a short video to explain you about HRM, what HRM is about.
Welcome back to Sleep Collection of Pisces that teaches you how to cope like an entrepreneur. Each week, when it comes to those tricky times, today we're going to look at human resource management. Okay, everyone knows about human resources. And that's very fine.
It's not clear.
But it turns out that you quite a lot. And a good team.
Dr. Hamid? Dr. Hamid?
Any successful business.
Yes.
The video,
The human part, only the first.
it's not clear.
Some mouse we can.
Refers to that workforce as an asset and the management refers to the best use of that asset.
Sorry, Dr. Hamid.
Yeah, Ponisa.
Is it a video?
Yeah, it's video. Can you
It's
watch?
not, it's not appear, and the sound is not clear yet.
Okay, okay. Let's skip the video and I will just talk. Okay.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So, okay, I give you an example of a person who used to make hunting tools. Okay, he had to do everything by himself. There was no human resource manager in his organization or in his firm. Okay, so he had to deal with people working in administration, the people who used to produce the hunting tools, and the person who are working in sales department. So and also he had to deal with people outside to manage his business. So everything he had to do all alone. But it was not an easy job for him. So he hired a person so that who can look after all the departments individually. Okay. So for that purpose, they hired human resource manager. What human resource manager actually do is that every person is doing his job accurately. So right from beginning, from hiring process till the end of his professional career, human resource manager develops such policies and practices that are aligned with his individual and organizational goals. For that particular organization, like he was working in a firm that used to make hunting tools. So he had to deal with people in sales department. They used to develop training so that they are well organized in producing the hunting tools. So this is what human resource management is all about: to manage human resource that are working inside the organization, whether they are from sales department, from administration, from finance department. So everyone has to follow the policies and rules that are assigned to them by the top management and human resource managers.
Berarti harus bayar lambatnya kapan tuh, Mas?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. It's clear now.
Yeah, okay, okay. So what are the characteristics of human resource management? What it actually do? The first thing that it focuses is people, the employees working in the organization. Right from the beginning, when an employee is hired, the first thing the HRM manager do is to train those employees so that they can be familiarized with the working style of the organization. Okay, so for this purpose, HRM manager conducts workshops, send them for training so that they are used to with the working style and rules and regulations of that particular organization. And this is not an easy job, because with the passage of time, things continuously change. Like before pandemic, things were very smooth. But after this pandemic, COVID-19, things are totally changed now. We have movement control restrictions, we have trade restrictions, we have travel restrictions. So in order to be aware of such functions, such problems, we have to be aware of such things. Okay, so HRM has to be proactive. They must develop such policies so that in case of any such problem that occurs in near future, we should be able to cope with it. Okay, so it's a challenging function. It's not an easy job. You don't know what is going on in near future. So you have to make sure that every single employee is doing his or her job according to the rules and procedure of the organization. And at the end, organization is able to achieve their goals. Their performance is up to the mark, and organizations is able to get favorable performance from their employees. So HRM has to manage all such things during the start of the employee's career till the end of meeting the organizational goal. So this is what HRM has to do. Who is HR manager? HR manager is the person who gets instructions from top management or the entrepreneurs, and after getting instructions from top management, it conveys their instructions to lower level, so that every person, every single employee is doing their job as described in their policy. Okay, so I have a short case study. I give you 2 or 3 minutes to think about it, and then I will ask you a few questions. The first will be that suppose that you are HR executive of Nestle Indonesia, okay, and you have to hire marketing manager for Jakarta, and you have a list of international and local candidates. So what you will look for to hire the candidate? I hope you understand what I have said. You have to hire a marketing manager for Jakarta, and you have a short list of candidates, and it includes local and international candidates. So what you will look for and which candidate you will choose and why? I need response from you. Anissa, can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
okay. So I am waiting for response from students so that I can further continue.
Oke, para peserta, silakan berinteraksi dengan narasumber.
Anyone want to say something?
Okay, hello, doctor. Hello, can you hear my voice?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, what you will look for to choose the candidate, I think we must look first is about skills and then the experience, maybe that.
What skills? Okay, what skills you think are good enough to hire the right candidate for marketing manager?
For marketing, that is first is experience, maybe her or his experience first, okay, about her or his major for marketing, and then the second is skills for sell something like that.
Yeah, that's correct. Anyone else want to contribute?
Mungkin ada yang lain ingin menambahkan untuk bagaimana memilih sebuah marketing sales. I don't think so. So I think you can continue.
Okay.
Professor? Okay. I have.
Okay, yeah. We have. Okay.
Okay. I think the leadership should be important.
Leadership. Okay. That's also correct.
So, yeah.
Any additional things you will look for? I think we should continue. Yeah, both students said very well correctly. Leadership and the personal experience counts when you hire a marketing manager. So because when you don't have the right skill for the right job, you are unable to perform it perfectly. Okay. For example, if anyone has expertise in IT, information technology, and you assign that person a task in sales department, so it will be a not good match for that organization and that department. So you must know that the right person for right job, a person who has experience, who has education, who has skills for the right for the task that is assigned to him or her, is a suitable person. Secondly, I guess both local or international candidates are favorable for this post. So because only the thing matters is your knowledge and your skills. So if you find that a particular person has both of these, so he or she can be hired for this job. So what are the objectives? Okay, when you hire a candidate, when you hire an employee for any of the organization, you must be careful in conveying the message from top management to that particular employee. So you act as a liaison, you act as a mediator, you act as a facilitator. Okay, you have a set of policies and practices that are being followed in the organization, but a new person is unable to know about that. So the role of HR manager is to convey such policies and practices to the new entrant. Okay, so HR manager has to act as a mediator to facilitate that new employee. So in order to do so, when you have a new employee, you have to train them. You have to make them familiarized with the policies and practices that are being followed, the norms of the organization. So you have to maintain them. So you can only maintain them when you offer them a good work environment, when you provide them with good facilities, when you provide them with compensation packages. So when you provide good work environment, an employee feels motivated and he feels committed to that organization. Because when employee enters an organization and people and his subordinates support him and guide him what he has to do and what and how he has to do, so he feels comfortable in that particular environment. Along with that, it is the moral and legal responsibility of that particular organization to train them. It has two benefits. The first thing is that employees' skills are polished. Employees get more knowledge about that task that are being assigned to him. It is not equally possible. It is not like that you are doing same task in one organization and others. So every organization has different criteria to perform their duties, to perform their job, to perform their task. So the basic purpose of such training sessions and workshops, seminars is to make them familiarized with the updated knowledge and skills that are being followed by other organizations. So it not only enhances their skills, but it also helps organization to enhance their performance and in the long term to get their organizational goals, which is in the form of profit, high ranked organization, and familiarization along with the other organization. So HR manager has to do all such things to make sure that every single employee has the right job that is assigned to him. And it is in accordance with the rules and procedures being followed inside the organization. So next, we will talk about scope of HRM. So we will only discuss here three aspects of HRM. The first one is labor, the next is welfare aspect, and the last one is industrial relation aspect. Okay, the first thing we have to do is that we have to plan. What HRM has to do is to plan what they need. What is the requirement of the organization? Okay, how many employees they need to perform their job? How many persons, how many human resources are required to meet organizational goals? Okay, the first thing is planning. After planning, they have to recruit people. How to recruit? For this, they follow different practices. Once they have a short list of candidates, the ones they need, they hire. okay, then they have to train them. After training, if you don't provide them a good work environment, if you don't provide them promotion facilities, if you don't provide them development opportunities, it's not like that employees feel motivated. The morale of employees gets down and down, lower and lower. So you have to provide them training facilities. You have to provide them compensation benefits, a good salary package, a good work environment where people support each other, where employees get help from their subordinates and top management. So such a work environment gives motivation to employees. Okay, this is the labor aspect, in which right from hiring till the continuation of their tenure, HR manager is there to facilitate employees. Okay, whether those employees are in sales department, in admin department, in finance department, whichever is the department, the role of HRM is to facilitate every single employee working inside the organization. The next aspect that HRM covers are the aspects that is included in HRM is welfare aspect of employees. Okay, we are talking about employees. So every person tries his or her best, and it also depends on their aim. Every person has different aim. He wants to succeed. He wants to get higher position in his organization, or he wants to get professional experience during his professional tenure. Okay. So once employee give their best to their organization, it is the moral responsibility of the organization to provide them some incentives, like housing facility. If employees are coming from too far and they don't have housing facility around the organization or the firm in which they are working, then organizations must facilitate them with some housing facility. Okay, and also to provide them with transportation. If employees are coming from a long to far area, a remote area, then organizations or firms must do something to provide them a transport facility. Along with that, medical assistance, health insurance, education, etc. So we must also take care of the employees, because employees are giving their best to meet organizations achieve their target, to compete their competitors, to be the top ranked firm inside and outside the country. So when employees are giving their best, so organizations must facilitate and support their employees. In this way, employees feel committed to that organization and are feeling more motivated. So it is give and take process. According to social exchange theory, when one person gives something to other person and the other person also gives something in return, then both parties are better able to communicate for the long term. In this case, if you think that organizations do not provide a good salary package to their employees, do not provide a good work environment, housing or transport facilities, or any other medical assistance, then do you think that employees will continue their services for that particular organization? I think no. It will be for the very short time. So organizations must provide them with facilities so that employees continue their services for their organization. In the last, if I talk about the last point, that is industrial relation aspect. So I think maybe you are familiar with trade unions or other unions, working groups that are inside the organization. The only purpose of such unions or working groups is that when employees' rights are not properly aligned and not given them with the facilities that is their basic right, then such working groups must come forward to convey top management about it. Okay, so in order to do so, there must be a collective bargaining so that organizations continue their work, employees continue their work, organizations get the right work done and organizations continue their smooth functioning. There is no problem in official running of the organization matters. So there are different working groups inside the organization. So HRM must provide suitable facilities for such working groups so that in case of any grievances, any problems that are faced by the employees, they are conveyed to top management or the CEO or whoever is responsible for the governing of issues or matters of the organization. It is conveyed to them, and there must be a negotiation process so that both the parties get whatever they want. Employees want their employees to facilitate them. Employers want their employees to continue their services. So both have to come at a point where both parties get their desired objective. Okay. So the HRM has to play its role to provide a good point where both parties agree and they continue their services. So if I talk about significance of human resource management, I have just included 3 points here. The first one is significance for an enterprise. The next one is professional significance, and third one is national significance. Bonanisa, can you hear me? Is it okay?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So why HRM is important for an enterprise, for organization? Why human resource management is important for professions? Why it is important for any country? Okay, we will look into this first. Why it is important for an enterprise? The first thing is HR managers or human resource management provide the right candidate for the right job. Okay, if sales department needs an employee and there are some vacant positions, so the role of HRM is to provide the right candidate who can perform his duties, his or her duties in the sales department. So you have to attract the required person, the right person who can perform the duties assigned to him or her. Okay, once you hire the candidate, the next thing is you have to retain. How you can retain? Human resource management explains that by providing them a good work environment, by facilitating employees, you can retain such employees. The reason is that if an employee is hired for 1 year, 2 years, and after some time he wants to quit the organization, then it costs to organization because organization spend so much time, money, training, and development opportunities on such employees. So after 2 years or 3 years, when such employee, after getting training and being familiarized with such practices, he leaves, it costs to organization. Because when he leaves, when he or she leaves, there's still gap. So to fill that gap, you need some time to hire new person. So it is very important for organization to retain such employees. So human resource manager comes forward and he has to make sure that each single employee is getting the required benefits, the required facilities to perform his or her job. Human resource management makes sure that every single employee is getting training and development opportunities. If you don't provide them with such opportunities, then employees feel demotivated. They think to quit and they think to join other organizations. So it is not a good thing that you hire people, hire person and they work for you 1 year, 2 years and they quit. No, it's not like that. So you must provide facilities. You must take care of your employees. They are your asset. They are not your cost. Because without professional and trained staff, you are unable to achieve your goals. You are unable to get profit. You are unable to raise your standard. If you are if you are serving in university, so faculty members are the asset of any university. So if you don't train them, you don't provide them training opportunities, workshops, seminars, so they will think to quit and join other universities. Same is the case with the business firm, with the entrepreneurs. If you don't provide your employees with sufficient training and development opportunities, they will quit. Okay, and it will cost to organization. So you have to minimize this cost. So how can you minimize? By providing a good work environment. Once you hire, you have to utilize the human force, the workforce, your employees. How you have to utilize? How you make sure that each single employee is performing his or her duties. So HRM has to that every single employee is getting the right instruction. He is in the right department according to his skills, his professional capabilities. So once he or she is in the right department, he has to do his job accordingly. Okay. So if you hire a person and you assign a different task that is not according to his professional skills or capabilities, then it will be a great mismatch. And you cannot utilize his or her skill, and it will be a great mismatch. So a human resource manager has to make sure that the right person is performing his or her job according to his skills, and the job is meets his or her interest. Okay. So once you make sure that every person is doing his job accordingly and perfectly without any loss, whether it is financial loss or physical loss or loss of time or wastage of time, so it will not cost to organization. It will benefit to organization. It will help organization to meet their goals. It will enhance the performance of their employees. So once performance is enhanced, so definitely that particular organization will be able to compete with others. So human resource management has to make sure everything that employees are getting the right instructions and they are performing very well. So what the next thing is professional significance. Why HRM is important for professionals, for employees working inside the organization. The first thing is that human resource management ensures that every single employee has equal opportunities for training and development to succeed. It is not like that if a percent is hired for 40 years, 30 years, and he is performing during
một lòng nhìn về phía
okay, so every person
nhau cho đến biển lại.
Excuse me, can you please turn off your mic?
Dẫu biết rồi
Tolong
gian
dong itu di mute. Siapa ya?
này
We cannot hear the voice, Anissa.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dr. Hamid, your mic is mute. Your mic is muted.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. So
It's fine.
source has to provide training opportunities to every single employee so that every person gets the right job in a minimum time. So once you provide training, so the basic purpose of training is to polish their skills, and employees get the right instruction to perform a particular task. When you train them, when you provide them with the workshop, so they are familiar how to perform their duties. Okay, so the task is to maintain, the next is to maintain healthy relationship among individuals or groups. Okay, in case of any dispute, in case of any problem that a person is facing or any working group is facing, HRM must come forward to facilitate them, to listen them what is the problem and how to solve this problem. So HR is all about employees. HR, human resource, is all about dealing with the issues and problems faced by employees inside the organization. The reason is that if HR manager solves their problem, then organizational matters can run smoothly. Okay, and the thing is, every person is doing his or her job properly. So to ensure that every person is doing their job, every person is performing their duties, HR must play their role. So once you provide a skilled workforce, a professionals that perform their duties very well, it not only saves nations natural, physical, and financial resources, but it also helps to prosper. The firm gets revenue, the firm competes their competitors, not only locally, but internationally. Okay, if I say, what do you know about Honda? So the first thing that comes in your mind is, it is from Japan. How you know? The first thing that comes, maybe their working style is very different. Their working style is very unique. Honda is providing best facilities to employees. They are employing the latest working style, the latest work environment to their employees. That's why they are people across boundaries are familiar with them. Okay, so once you provide a good work environment, once you have a good working structure, once you facilitate your employees, the thing is, not only your firm gets benefits, it contributes your economy of the country as well. Okay, so the skilled workforce, the professional staff, the skilled human resource are very important aspect in any organization. It not only helps organization to meet their goals, but it also contributes to the economy of the country. Okay, by hiring more and more people, by contributing in the tax revenue, by providing trade facilities and trade that you export to other countries. So human resource has to make sure that everything is doing and working properly. Okay. I have another case study, and I want to make sure that people who are there can contribute something. Suppose that you are CEO of an Anglo-American, one of the largest mining company in America. Okay, it has 25 billion sales per year, and it has 162K employees. Okay, you are CEO of that firm, Anglo-American, and suddenly you come to know that one of your employee has died at a workplace in the mining area. Okay, inside the mountains, they were looking for some metals, and it come to know that he has died. The employee has died. So, being CEO of that firm, what you will do? Will you shut down your operations or you will continue? What will be your strategy? Point Isa, can you please translate in Bhasa?
I'm sorry, pardon. I'm sorry. There is someone who is. I'm sorry.
Okay. I repeat.
Bantu Mbak Anissa, nggak apa-apa.
I repeat. You are. I
Kak,
am,
bantu.
and
Would
I
you
want.
help Dr. Hamid to translate it in Indonesia with your case study? Yes, bisa dengar suara saya?
Yeah.
Oke. Dr. Hamid memberikan case study ini. Kalau misalnya kita CEO dari sebuah perusahaan ya yang penjualannya ada 25 miliar ya per tahunnya dan ada 162.000 karyawannya. Lalu tiba-tiba ada separuh dari karyawannya, kurang lebih separuh dari karyawan yang meninggal dunia. Lalu sebagai CEO, apa yang akan dilakukan? Apakah akan menutup perusahaannya atau operasionalnya atau melanjutkan? Strategi yang digunakan untuk human resource management-nya apa? Silakan, bisa dijawab mungkin.
Hi. Hello.
Yes.
I would like to try to answer it. As a CEO, I will shut down the operation for a while and ask the middle top level management to do inspection, and then to check what is the mistakes, what is the error which caused by. Then I will ensure for the future for each employee to get insurance to secure their life and their family also. Thank you.
Okay, I have one question for you. If you will shut down, don't you think that your sales will you will not be able to get the sales target? Your profit will decrease if you will shut down the operation.
Okay, got it. Yeah, it's okay. It's not a problem because the securement of the employer life is more important than just amount of money.
Okay.
That is my opinion.
Yeah, it's fine.
For
Okay.
sustainability of organization, the most important thing is the welfare and the welfare of the employee. And if there is no employee, if there is no securement of employee, we won't get any employee in the future.
Yeah,
that is my opinion.
Yeah, you're right. And anyone else want to contribute? Anyone else want to say something?
Mungkin ada yang lain yang ingin menanggapi masalah ini, silakan raise hand atau angkat tangan. Can I say something about this case too?
Yeah, sure. You should. You can say.
So I've heard this question in Harvard MBA classes on YouTube before. So one of the answers there is to first to investigate the case, like why is it like that? That is one of the most important things to do, and whether to shut it down or not, it's quite how to say it. The risk to not shut it down is quite big, but the risk to keep going is big too because of the safety for the employees. So I think it's quite a tough decision to make.
Yeah, but you are CEO of the firm and you have to look your employees and the sales also. You are a global company, not a local company. Okay, so in my opinion, yes, you are also correct. In your opinion, you are also good. But if you cut down and you shut down the operation, then you will lose your sales target. Okay, so you can also continue your operation, and you have to assign a committee of person who can look into the matter. It might be a natural death. It is not like that when you are working in any area in mountains, there is a disaster, and that disaster caused the death of that employee. It is not like that. So it's equally possible that that person died his natural death. So you can continue your services and you can continue operation, and get to know what happened to that employee. So both are chances there that you have to shut down or you have to continue your operation. So thank you, Purnisa.
You're welcome.
This case study don't have any marks, so I'm sorry for that.
Yang lain mungkin ada. Jadi ketika Anda sebuah CEO dan di salah satu perusahaan Anda ada sebuah kecelakaan, apa yang harus Anda lakukan? Apakah Anda akan menutup cabang perusahaan itu atau akan meneruskan cabang perusahaan itu? So, anyone? Ada yang lain?
Anyone wants to add something, or should I continue?
May I answer this question?
Okay. Yes.
I think as a CEO, I will continue its operation and then take care of the insurance and rights that must be provided to the employee. Maybe like that.
So, which person you will employ to investigate about this disaster? Which will be that person?
Yeah.
From inside organization or from outside?
From organization.
Okay. That's good. You are a good CEO in future.
Thank you.
Okay, next we will talk about the role of HRM in current pandemic situation. Before the start of this COVID-19, everything was very smooth. Every person was free to do what he or she wanted to do. Okay, whether it was it belongs to firm or it comes to an individual opinion, everyone was free to do. Okay, there were no trade restrictions, there were no travel restrictions. Everyone can visit across border anytime. Okay, but when this pandemic started, when COVID hit this world, the things started getting worse and worse. Okay, before pandemic, everything was physical. People used to come in offices, they used to perform their working duties inside the organization. But now many of the employees has to perform their duties from home. If it depends whether organizations can accommodate all the employees at the same time or not. Plus it depends on the national policy, whether the situation is quite worse or COVID is under control. So depending on that situation, organizations are instructed to bring their employees at work. So if I talk about academia, if I talk about schools, if I talk about colleges, many of them have gone to virtual setup, online system. You are sitting in your home, you are having your meals anytime, and you can conduct your online sessions, your exams, your classes, everything is going online. So it is not easy. I had a video for you, but unfortunately, it's not. There's some internet problem, I guess. I cannot play it. If you can you play it once more, Anisa?
I'm sorry. Wait a second. Let me see. Okay, a second. I'm sorry, which one is it? HRM and the pandemic. Oh, unfortunately, I cannot open from here too.
No, I have to play. Can you? Can all of you watch video properly? Or there's no? There's a problem. Okay, just leave it. Just leave it for the moment, and I will just leave it. Okay, I'm sorry. And when this pandemic started, there was restrictions from the government. Okay, organizations were unable to produce as much as they were producing before the pandemic. Okay, there are trade restrictions. You cannot sell your products physically as openly as it was before pandemic. So expenses for organizations are increasing. because they are unable to meet their sales target. They are unable to get the exact revenue that they were focusing before. So their cost is increasing and their profit is minimizing. So they have to make sure that there's a balance between cost and benefit, cost and revenue. So to do so, they had to terminate few of their employees. So this is the problem right now many people are facing. So this pandemic has changed everything, the working style of employees, the sales method of the organizations, the trade patterns of the firms, the working style of the organization and the people. So it has changed everything. So HR must ensure that they are ready for anything that happens in near future. They must be proactive. They must be ready. There must be another plan so that in case of any problem that occurs in near future, there is another plan so that there is no problem in getting their right target. If it is a business firm, then the business firm is able to achieve their sales target, their revenue. So they must be ready for that. So HRM must ensure that all such plans are already available and they are ready for any disaster. There are benefits available to employees in case anything happens in near future. So HRM must play its role. So human resource manager has to make sure that everything is planned and every single employee is facilitated and every organization is getting their desired objective. Okay, that is end from me. So I will conclude it in few sentences and then I will get your output. What HRM is all about, it's right from hiring an employee till the end of last objective of the firm, that is their revenue, that is the desired performance, the higher ranks among other competitors, the organized working style within organization. So HR must play their role. So HR has to do this. They must hire the right person. They must assign them the right task he or she can do. They must train them to perform their job. And HR must make sure that every single employee has a good work environment where he or she can perform their duties accordingly. Along with that, every single person is able to utilize his or her skills to meet their individual goals. Adding to this, every single organization is getting desired outcomes to get a good position globally, to get familiarize their products to other people across the border. So HRM makes sure that everything that is related to employees, that is related to welfare of employees, that is related to the betterment of the organization is performed accordingly, is performed very well, so that both the parties, employees and employees, are getting their desired objectives. This is what human resource management is all about, to manage workforce inside the organization. That is end from my side. I want to if there is any question from your side.
Okay, ada pertanyaan? Okay, we have a question.
Yeah, I have. The first one, I think when dissatisfaction occur in employee environment, who is to be blamed in this case? HRM or the top level management? What is your opinion about this?
In my opinion, both parties have to play their role, because human resource manager has the skills He is hired for that particular cause to make sure that every person is getting his rights, every person is being facilitated by top management or by the firm in which he or she is working. So he acts as a facilitator, okay, getting instructions from top management and delivering it to lower staff. So it is the obligation of HR manager to facilitate both the parties. That it means you may say that HR manager must convince top management that this is the right of employee. It must be given to employees. They must be facilitated. So HR must play a neutral role inside the organization.
Then what is caused by that? There are so many employees who feel dissatisfaction with their organization which we worked with.
Sorry, I couldn't understand.
What is caused by the dissatisfaction of the employee with their organization?
What is the cause of dissatisfaction?
Yep.
It depends from person to person. Okay, every person has different motivation level, different motives. For you, there might be a different motive. Maybe you want to get a good salary. Okay, maybe you want a housing facility when you are working inside organization. Maybe you want that you are given preference when decision making process is in progress. You are given chance to participate so that you can also contribute. So every person has different set of criteria for his satisfaction. So one person might have a satisfaction level for when he is getting a good salary package, regardless of good work environment is provided to them or not. Okay, so every person has different satisfaction aspects, different criteria. So it depends.
Okay.
Okay, Dr. Hamid, may I comment your presentation?
Yes, why not?
Okay.
You're
Dr.
welcome.
Hamid,
You are
yeah.
welcome. Comment.
Okay, from your last slide on PPT, before is from physical virtual 5D attendance or complete on physical, and also office is work from home. Now, in here also, all of schools and other and also organization or company is work from home and study from home. So I just want to hear your comment about work from home. It's too long time for work and study from home, and it's also really difficult for us. So what about your commentary about this?
If I repeat, you want to know that there's quite long time for students to study from home?
Yes.
Okay, same goes for teachers. Okay, we also have long hours, and if I wish I could play the video and you would understand your what you want to know. But once you are at home, it's your job, it's your task to make sure that you are in a good work environment, good environment where you can study, where you can focus on your studies. Okay, same goes with us. Okay, when we are at home, we have to face many things. Someone knocks the door, or some of our nephews or children coming inside the room. So we also have same problems like what you are facing. Yes, we have long hours at home. It's not, and also we are unable to learn properly that we used to learn when we are in a physical setup. But the thing is, we have to manage this pandemic situation. Okay, so we have to make sure that we can manage our time properly. So it's your skills. How do you manage? Being a management student, being a business student, you must ensure that you are able to manage your time properly. You have to divide your time. So if you have, right now, if you had a session with me from 2 p.m. till 3 p.m. So you had to make sure that everything is okay. You have a separate room, you have a good internet connection. So it's you have to decide, you have to make sure that you are able to properly manage your time. Okay, because this is pandemic, not one country or one state is facing, everyone is facing. So we have to make sure that we can manage it properly. Okay, we have long hours. We have sometimes internet problems. Before this session, there was electricity problem here, but alhamdulillah, it was okay now. So we had plan B for that. So it's you who has to decide that I have to manage this time. Being a business student, it's your moral responsibility, because once you go into the market, you will get the real picture what is going on. It's not just a bookish knowledge that you are just reading in books. Okay, so you have to be proactive. You have to be ready that once you finish your degree program, and when you will enter the market, the things that you will face in market are totally different. So you have to make sure that time is properly managed by you.
Okay. You might want to add something, Miss Azad, to. Oh, sorry.
No,
Miss
I
Azad.
think
Excuse me.
Okay.
I have one more question.
Can you wait? We have other students who wants to ask too.
Okay.
We'll get to you. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
okay, I'll let you know. So, maybe Mrs. Rati want to go first.
Yeah, maybe I'll go with the student first. Miss Anissa, maybe
Okay.
from Novita, maybe, yeah.
Miss Novita?
After that,
Okay,
yeah,
we have
after
Novita.
her, yeah.
I will ask something. How to do human resource management in small and medium enterprise, maybe?
I think it's quite manageable when you have few people inside your organization. I'm sorry, there's some electricity problem here, and we have Anissa, we have to close this session after a few minutes. I only have very short time because the time is already finished. So because we have some power problem here, so
Okay,
I will
so
only take one or two more questions. Okay.
Okay, we have a question from Navita and question from Raheswari. Maybe Miss Novita first.
Yeah, for small organization, I think it's quite easy to manage people because when you have limited space and limited people, then you can observe their working activities properly. So when you have a small workforce, you can do it very properly. There's no problem, I think. So once you have a big firm or large number of employees, so you have to develop policies according to their workforce strength. So I think it's quite easy, and you can observe their practices and their whatever they perform very easily, and their performance as well.
Okay, now Miss Raheswari.
Yeah.
One last question, please, Anissa.
Yes, this would be the last question.
Okay, thank you.
Professor, as you said that during this pandemic, it is hard to sell offline. And for a company which online based, it is such advantage. But for offline organization, we can't suddenly train the employee to shift the selling into online. So can we say that is it a failure of HRM when setting the policy for a long term?
Oh,
disconnected. Hello.
Dr. Hamid.
Okay.
Dr. Oh, I think.
No.
Okay. No. Dr. Hamid.
Yeah, Anissa.
Okay. Can you answer the question?
Can you please repeat question?
Can you repeat it, Miss?
Okay, I will repeat it shortly. As you said, during this pandemic, it is hard to sell such thing in offline. So it starts advertise for an online-based company to sell their product. Okay, yeah. So how about the offline-based company? Is it the failure of HRM who setting up the policy in long term?
Yeah, you are correct to some extent. It is you can say that the organization or the firm was not able to make sure that to meet the disaster. If any disaster happens, then he or she was not able to cope with that. So in current situation, there was no such policy to sell offline. So it is a failure. That it's a big failure. So I think HR must ensure that everything is according to the plan and they are ready for any future disaster.
But Professor, HRM is following the top level management, right? So
Yeah.
how can...
Listen. So it is a failure from that particular organization's top management, not from HR. Okay? Any organization or entrepreneur has not employed a HR person, then it is their failure, not the failure of HR.
Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Bhavani sir. Sorry, we have some power failure here and we need to end our session.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Hamid. So we can, I think, we can end for today's webinar, and we have another webinar tomorrow with I forgot. I'm so sorry. We have another one for tomorrow. So thank you, Dr. Hamid, for coming. That was such a great material, good materials. I hope that the participant could be more active, but thank you so much for coming. I apologize if there's something wrong, and thank you for joining us, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, Dr. Hamid. See you guys tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you